Many times when we model, we want to get organic deformations of our objects. And so for this, we can use what are called soft select. We also may need to model symmetrically, and so Maya also has a number of symmetry tools. So here I have a simple character head, and let's say we wanted to model the nose of that character. Well, I could zoom in here. I could go into, say, vertex mode by right-clicking and going to that marking menu. And if I were to select some of these vertices and maybe select the move tool, you can see that I can move these, but it gets kind of crunchy or chunky. And I'm really not getting the sort of deformation that I want. I want this to be a smoother, more organic deformation. Well, soft select can come to the rescue for us. So if I go into any of our tools here, such as select, move, rotate, or scale, and double click on it, we'll bring up our tool settings. Now, in the tool settings, you should find a tab for soft select. And this will allow me to gently fall off my selection to get a more organic feel. So if I turn on soft select here, and maybe just select a few of these vertices right at the tip of the nose, I can now dial this up or down. And as you can see, I'm getting this fall off. Now, the fall off color is determined here. And if I want, I can also change the curve of the fall off. So I have a number of presets here that I can use. And as you can see, these change the way that this falls off. I'm going to go ahead and leave this at the default. And once we have this, we can now start to manipulate this. And as you can see, we're getting a much more organic deformation. Now, if you want to get a little bit more interactive with this, the hotkey B allows you to grow or shrink this fall off. So if I hold down B, left click and drag, notice how I'm getting this circle. And anything within that circle becomes part of that fall off. So if I want it smaller, I can drag in. If I, again, hold down the B key and drag out, I can make this bigger. And notice how this changes here as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn off soft select for a second here. And let's go ahead and take a look at symmetry. Now, there are many times when you'll want to model something and make sure that it is symmetrical. Now, we can turn on symmetry in a couple of places. If we go to our select, move, or rotate or scale and double click on those, you'll see that you have a symmetry settings rollout. Now, that rollout allows you to turn symmetry on or off for either object space or world space. So if I turn it on to object X, you can see how this starts to reflect across my model. So if I were to, say, marquee select this part of the model, you can see it selects the opposite side as well. Now I can do this for front or back, left or right. Now this particular model is symmetrical along the x-axis, so that's why we're doing that. And then we also have a fall off as well as tolerance, which allows you to kind of fudge it a little bit. Now, one of the nice things about Maya is that this is also in the main interface. So here along the status bar, we have a symmetry setting here. So I can turn it off or I can turn it on. Now, if we want to, we can also combine this with soft select. So another way to turn on soft select is just to hold down that B key and left click and drag. And this will give me soft select on. And so now I've turned on soft select without having to go into that menu. And now I can move this and reshape it interactively. And then I can turn symmetry on or off here. Or if I want to turn soft select off, I can hit B and then just drag it all the way to 0. Now this won't completely turn off soft select, but by setting it to 0, it effectively turns it off. So when you start modeling organic objects, go ahead and start to use soft select and symmetry for those models that have symmetry.